For our first video, we'll be taking a look at the Golden Star or Jinxing Model 28 fountain pen purchased from Taobao, listed as new old stock from the 1980s. We'll let it spin a bit more before we roll the intro. At the time of purchase, I paid exclusive for shipping around 22 renminbi, 4.3 Singapore dollars or 3.1 American for one. First, a bit of history along with a handful of other Chinese makers. Golden Star was established in the early 1930s to challenge the then duopoly of Waterman and Parker in the domestic Chinese market. Golden Star shifted its base of operation from Shanghai to Beijing in the 50s after its Shanghai division was diverted to making televisions. The Model 28, along with the smaller 26, were the iconic models of the 50s. Unfortunately, priced out of its own market in an increasingly competitive and price-sensitive environment following market reforms, it eventually declared bankrupt in 2010. Some measurements. Rather light pen, so might not be the best if you like your writing instruments with some heft. Here we have two other pens for comparison. In the middle is our Model 28. On the left, a Wingsung 6359 standing in for Lamy All-Star, which I do not have. Sorry, Lamy fans. On the right is a Jinghao 159. So our 28 is, despite its reputation as the Big Golden Star or Da Jinxing, not that large in modern standards. Although perhaps the context is now different given the relative availability and material nowadays. Two bands on the cap, the Golden Star logo, and the inscription of Jinxing or Golden Star. One of the bands actually came a little loose, but seems to be holding up fine. Details on the nib. There were three options, monotone silver, monotone gold, and this in dual tone one. We can see the Golden Star inscription and the number 87, which I suppose suggests is a very late production. Earlier examples identify themselves by the Shanghai and Beijing factories, but I do not have any for comparison on hand. Uses a sac filling system with a breathing tube. Not my favorite system, but it works just fine. Next, let's have a writing sample. In conclusion, would I recommend this pen? If you can deal with the risks of new old stock and can find one, the price for the Taobao one at least is reasonable given what it is. The one I received was a great writer, but pens are always subjective and your mileage may vary. Personally, I'm quite fond of it. If nothing else, I suppose it's a historical item. That's all for this video. Thanks and see you in the next one.